we go. Okay. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started with the 6th episode of the documentary. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's Korean DJ's episode.
I actually started playing when I was around 16 or 17 in high school. I'm 24 now, so when the game first came out, I played for about 2 or 3 years. When I first played him, I was probably around 16 or 17 years old, and it was one of my first tournaments, and he actually wasn't that great back in the day. He was kind of brash. He talked about his smack.
I started when I was 14 years old.
And I saw him at UMass. I had no idea it was him. I thought it was just some random really good kid.
Alright, ChuDat, thank you for joining us tonight. Shouts to everybody from ChuDat.
I was like, holy crap! Like the legendary Korean DJ.
Okay.
I thought I was decent in melee.
Okay, so I got one quick story about Korean DJ. So I remember when I first met Korean DJ, this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Do you want money match?" I'm like, sure. And then he's like, "Okay, let's money match." And then so I play him against this fox on Mice Climbers. I beat him, I think it was like for $5. And then afterwards, he gives me the $5. I'm like, okay, I'll just take the $5. Of course, I'm going to money match. I don't even know who this guy is. He goes up to Ken, and then he's like, "Hey, man, you want a money match?" And then Ken's like, "Okay, sure." So I'm pretty sure Ken beat him, and then goes up to PC Chris, and he goes up to Meet King, and he's just like, "Hey, you want a money match? You want a money match?" And it was so funny. This is at first time I met him was at MLG Dallas. So he just went up to all the pro smashers at MLG Dallas and he just asked everybody to money match. That's probably why he got so good. They mentioned it in the documentary, but it was pretty funny. This guy right here is money matching at a random, just out of nowhere.
Because I've been playing since I was like 11. I had read about Korean DJ, I don't know who he actually was. I landed one hit and got wrecked.
He got 4%!
Music's too loud? Okay. I turned it down for you guys. Let me know if you guys want me to turn it down more.
One of the reasons he took everyone by surprise.
KDJ went from nothing to the biggest stage Melee had ever known in less than a year. A year full of upsets and innovation, new rivals and old comebacks, all culminating in a match that would forever define him and the game he came to master.
Yes, when I went Silver Streak, I missed that too. Yeah, of course I do. I was so sad when I stopped. That's true. Tough Blue Puff has a pretty good comment. Money matches people to get used to having something on the line. Good comment.
How do you think? Oh, that's gonna do it! The finals go to PC Chris, winner of the New York City season opener.
Pizza Chris was the first of the young kids. They were all young, and they were different than Ken and Azen and Isaiah, or even myself and husband. They were a different breed. Pizza Chris paved the way for Korean DJ and Music King.
All three of them basically came to prominence at the same time. PC had kind of, started developing on a little bit earlier. M2K had gone to some local tournaments around here even. He wasn't like at that level yet. He didn't have any level of mind games really. He was just relying totally on his knowledge of tech skill. Korean DJ, we just didn't hear about at all.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good at violin, huh? Welcome to everybody that's just joining us.
It was absolutely horrifying because I couldn't read sheet music. I just play by ear. For some reason, I became the concert master of the orchestra. And I just went from this guy who just has absolutely no idea how to read sheet music to becoming the concert master in 4 years. I was like, I don't know how that happened. My dad was like the CEO of his own like clothing store called J City, and it was really successful. We had many chains up in Boston. We were actually thinking about extending it to like New England. I remember it was second grade. My dad and my mom went to a business trip down in Florida. My dad had to go pick up some shipments, some jeans from China that he had imported. One of my dad's friends gave him a referral. It's like, oh, this guy can give you a ride. The guy went to a bar, and he was pretty hammered. He dozed off on the wheel, crashed into a concrete wall. Doctors were like, no, this guy has only like a 10% chance of living. As a second grader, you don't really understand the magnitude of how serious things are. He just wouldn't give up. Like, he just didn't care. He just wanted to just get better. Just to see that happen, it's really inspirational. Like to see him like going through all this stuff. My father was in the hospital and recovering. My mom had to go to work, so most of the time I was by myself. A lot of the things that I did to really pass the time was like video games.
I think the first serious tournament he went to was the one I ended up running.
Okay, so I watched the documentary like 4 or 5 times. That's the first time I ever paid attention to that little story that Korean DJ just told. That I'm so sad right now. That's such a sad story. Does his dad get better? Like, is he still alive? I don't know. Like, does he say something about it later in the documentary? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I personally, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention the 5 or 6 times I've been watching this. PC Chris story. If I think of something, I'll let you know.
I used to play with the Fall River crew. It was the Ninja Turtles. It was Crazy Jones, Hayato, Roga, Eve, Unknown Force.
He understood the game like
What's up, guys?
well,
Eric just joining
but
us.
You would never
Welcome.
have guessed he was going to be one of the best players in the world at that point.
I was doing okay. I was in like maybe 9th place in my local tournaments. It was like decent. But I wasn't satisfied. I wrote down a list of all the people around me. Who's better than me? It was like a ladder process. I do it step by step by step by step by step.
I went to a tournament on the East Coast randomly, but I didn't have a partner. I asked around on boards, and one guy offered.
Kieran just spoiled it for all of us.
Wasn't so good, and I was
gonna wait. I was just gonna keep waiting throughout this whole episode just to see if Korean DJ's dad died or not.
I didn't know who he was. He wasn't doing very well.
I'm pretty sure he died. He probably doesn't want to reveal it.
Every good person in the country. Now, let's say I was as good as I was.
But we never know.
No, I'm not.
He might be alive.
You don't know who can beat you.
He should have said, if he's alive, he should have said that he was alive, so we can all be happy.
And also, the spectrum is wider and there's more notches along the way.
Instead, when I show up, he money matched. He asked me for a money match.
We were playing money matches. He wants to money match me.
I was notorious for money matching literally everybody. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you can. I don't care if you're PC Chris. I don't care if you're Isaiah. I'll money match you $5.
Truth be told, I spanked him. Like, I messed him up.
I creamed him, and I said, again, I'm your money boss. Creamed him again. I was like, I think you need to let some other people...
He asked me to money match. I was like, who is this guy?
He intentionally knew at first he was going to lose a lot of them, but you have to factor in the money. He was paying maybe $5 or whatever it was to get matches with the best players, and they were going to be taking it more seriously than they would in friendlies, where they almost never play seriously and almost always sandbag.
And he goes, okay, we'll rematch again. It's like, all right, sure. He wants to give me more money, that's fine with me. Next event, there's an MLG.
He had a chance to
You guys are so funny. You guys can't determine whether his father died or not.
And figure out why he was losing.
And I was like,
what's the truth? I want to know.
I'm starting to get better.
He just started improving exponentially every...
Just really quick. So, yeah, one little comment on Korean DJ. Yeah, this is definitely one of those stories. Not about his dad, but about him as his personal Smash life. This is one of those stories where he became a nothing into a somebody, into getting second place in an MLG. Crazy guy, really, really passionate about the game. You guys should probably learn something from Korean DJ if you want to get good at Smash. Like, this guy, definitely a role model for you guys.
time he would play.
And it was down to the wire. It was down to the last hit, and I was just thinking, this kid is in fucking good. wouldn't be surprised if he beat me in tournament at that point.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm not on the list. So, Tub Blue Post says, haha, ChuDat isn't on that list. Okay, let me see that list. Where's that list?
Tournaments. There's like these step by step.
Oh god, they put Kilo OR on the list. That's probably a fake list. That's a fake list that Smash Ox made.
I wouldn't be surprised if he beat me in tournament at that point.
Free controls? That's a fake list. D4C, thank you, man.
I saw him starting to annihilate people like Neo and chilling in white matches.
Gonzo, thank you for that compliment.
Destroy them, and they were like, "What the hell? Who is this kid?"
I try my best to be a role model for you guys.
I couldn't even keep up with them.
Kind of turned from feeling sorry for him to kind of having a lot of respect for him because he was once he had his ass beat. Ever since then, I wasn't even close.
And it was a brilliant strategy that very few other players were doing.
Carson, what are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're saying.
At every tournament, he had the plan of, in the end, becoming the best.
I felt like me and KDJ instantly got along. I mean, like, I feel like I have a lot of rivals, but me and Korean DJ are another rivalry, because, like, New York versus Boston, we got that going on. I hung out with him the most out of any of the other professional players, and definitely had a great time hanging out with him. He's a good guy. They had 5 normal tournaments, like regional tournaments, like one in New York, one in Texas, then Chicago, one in Florida, and then one in Cali. And then they had a playoff in New York, and then a final in Las Vegas, and that was like the 2006 lineup. All the regional ones were $2,000 for first place. For New York playoffs, first place was $5,000. The finals in Vegas was.
Let me give you guys a little bit of insight of all the prize money that everybody won back in the day. So there was 8 of us that got to travel for free. The MLG basically sponsored us. Like, we had to pretty much go into a contract with MLG saying, yeah, we agreed to go to each of these tournaments around the country as long as you pay for our travel. Excuse me. We agreed, of course. We signed the contract. Every single one of these tournaments, we got about $400 each of us, all 8 of us. Pretty amazing of MLG, by the way. So we also got a free flight as well. So also on not even the money. They didn't even just give us money. They actually gave us phones, like literally like nice phones. Like, I mean, nice for the time. I mean, this is back in like 2005. So, we didn't have Android devices or like smartphones or anything like that, but we had the best phones at the time, like with the best service and everything. Free phones for 2 years. I was so sad when I had to disable my phone service. 2 years later, I ended up losing my phone like 4 months out before I was going to lose my service or something like that. But yeah, I think let's see, the Vegas tournament, the finals tournament, I won about, for doubles, it was $2,500 each. Me and Manicloud, I got second in doubles. Ken got about $5,000. Ken and Isaiah both got about $5,000 just for doubles. And then for all these other regional tournaments right here, that you're seeing right here, for all the other locations, I think I won about like $2,000 at each of these, because I would get second, third at every single one of these events. So I got about like 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. So it was around like 1,500 to 2,500. So that's how it was back in the day, like our prize winnings. It was a nice lifestyle, very, very nice. I miss it so much. We all do.
10,000.
I didn't have any trouble winning locals, but I also just didn't get too much like pleasure out of it. H2L was pretty much dead. Azen wasn't playing. I started to think, okay, maybe I should retire as well, like Azen is. But Azen decided to come back. He was really excited about it. He was like, okay, now that there's this point system and shit, like let's see what we can do, given that we've already missed a couple events. So we go to Chicago.
This is JV. I'm checking in with Dreffen here again. We're watching a big match of Azen or Azen.
The crazy thing about Azen is he had just come back from a hiatus, but he was already, like, his goal was first, period.
Chinox asks a very, very good question. So he says, why didn't Jay Tannic get good like the rest of H2IL? That's because Jay Tannic is about 7 years older than I am. He's 35. He has at the time when we were playing Smash Brothers, he was around like 21, 22 or something like that. He actually had a family already. Like he had I believe he was married at the time. And he didn't have the same amount of time as us kids back in the day to spend all this time on Smash Brothers. So that's why.
When Azen would take retirements, he seemed to like clear his mind when it came to Smash, and he would come back even better somehow, even though he hadn't been playing at all.
Yeah, just a quick comment about Azen. Chillendu just said that he comes back every single time like better out of nowhere. That is true. Sometimes I will take a hiatus, or I don't know if you guys know Neo, he will take a hiatus too. But yeah, for some reason, if you don't play Smash for a really, really long time, you just forget about like all of your you just forget about everything. You just go into the match, you're just having fun, and you just want to win, I guess. And so we actually end up coming back better for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think it has to do something with like your mind kind of gets refreshed, and because like right now, like for me and for like a lot of like these other players, like they would lose at tournaments and then they would think, man, like I'm not going to be able to do good at the next tournament, and it's kind of like a repeating pattern. And so if you get that repeating pattern stuck in your head and you have that mind block in your head saying that, oh, I can't get first at this tournament, oh, I can't beat this player, if you get away from that mind block for a really, really long time and come back nice, fresh, and renewed, then you actually sometimes come back better, especially if you can beat somebody. Yeah, that definitely refreshes your mind. So that's just what I'm thinking. MLG 2006 format, definitely much better jet lag, for sure.
Alright, we're live here. We got a big match here. We got Mewtwo King versus Azen. We're down to the top 4 in singles. It's really look like Azen's got some momentum going in that last match, and let's see how long he carries it over here. Some nice combos by Mewtwo King. He pulled off, let me think if I can recap that real quick. 2 up airs, a back air, a neutral air, and then a up.
Little question by 101 Silver Streak. He says, how does the meta change from back then and now? Right now, everybody's technical, everybody's good. Back then, everybody sucked, and I can get away with really, really cheap tactics. That's the main difference.
Smash, and that was a beautiful stock by Mewtwo King.
When he first came out, I despised him. He represented everything terrible about the Smash community. Like I was saying earlier about how cool it was when we found out about DA and that they're not just these base.
So a little thing about Mewtwo King, a little story, is the first time I ever met Mewtwo King was at a tournament called Arcade Smash. It was in Maryland. He actually came down and he competed. And he ended up getting second place to that in that tournament. That was the first time I ever seen him play. And then at that tournament, at that same tournament, he actually beat Chillendu, and I was pretty freaking disappointed in Chillendu too, losing to a random. Little did I know that Mewtwo King would become best in the world at like every single Smash game. But you know what I mean. But yeah, I ended up beating Mewtwo King that tournament. But yeah, that's how that's the first time I met Mewtwo King. It was It was so weird. So weird to see him play second and only winning with up smashes. Like, Mewtwo would run at you, he would up smash. That's all he did, and that defeated Chillin' Dude. And I guess he had like a system in his head or something like that.
Basement dwelling nerds. M2K was that basement dwelling nerd. Especially when he started to get good is when I really had a problem with him, because I didn't want this guy to be the face of Smash. For that reason, I was kind of mean to him for a while, which I do regret, because it was kind of baseless, you know, just the fact that he looks like a nerd.
I was just trying to do his best to get Mewtwo onto a platform, because that's when he can really do some heavy-duty combos right there.
He knows he can't afford it. Oh, and it looks like it will end it. And a nice victory by Mewtwo King, takes it 3-1 over Azen.
He beat Azen, and, you know, that ended Azen's tournament, and Azen would have had Chu and then Ken. And I feel like, you know, even if Azen hadn't beat Ken, that would have been an incredible finals, and he definitely would have beat Chu.
And that will do it. Ken takes the victory in another first place victory, knocks to his belt.
I think ChuDat was feeling so much pressure where he just sort of would just collapse and just not take anymore, just want to give up and just go back and fly back home to Virginia. He felt like he was being pushed to the end of the wall in the house because of things that probably affected Ken and Maniclad's performances in tournaments.
I couldn't try my best during tournaments because I felt as if they would kick me out of the house. And I didn't want that because I was dating Helen. So I kind of held back.
It's like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I love Ken's sister, I love my girlfriend, and also I love like Ken and Maniclad, but they're pushing me so hard that I don't know what to do with myself anymore. And what should I do? Do I go here? Do I go home? Do I stay here? I don't feel comfortable anywhere because I don't have my East Coast connection anymore, and my West Coast connection is in tatters right now.
Should have stuck with Azen, chilling.
Okay, so I guess I gotta talk about that. Alright, so what ended up happening back then was, okay, so, I mean, I can't really hide it, like, you know, I definitely do say it in the documentary. Ended up dating Helen, Ken's sister, and, yeah, I mean, it was a great relationship, like, I loved her, you know, she was awesome. And but what ended up happening was like I don't want to spread out like any rumors, like I don't want to say like too much, but back in the day when I used to live with Ken and Maniclad, like I'm not sure if you guys know Mike Maniclad's personality, but he's kind of like really rude, and so he kind of like, you know, he finally got to me. Like, you know, I'm a very, very patient person with people, but when you push me way too far, then, you know, it upsets me, and so I act in a different way. So in one of my episodes I did mention my time in Japan. This is basically what we're talking about right here. If you guys don't remember that story, I basically go over my time in Japan, where Maniclad pretty much like got me super angry, and because he was just acting like very, very authoritative and telling everybody what to do, and you know, nobody liked that. So you know, we rebelled, and Maniclad did not like that. He told Ken about it, and they, you know, riled each other up, and then they pretty much said, you know, Chu, we hate you, you know, you shouldn't even be here at the house. And Mike ended up trying to kick me out of the house, and that's pretty much what I said in the documentary. And the reason that I was at the house was mainly because of Helen. I really liked her. You know, she was my girlfriend at the time, and I was, you know, like I said, I was dating her. And so I was, you know, I did my thing. I did my thing with Helen, but the thing is, like, I felt like I wasn't. I was so restricted in everything I could do and everything I could say around, you know, Ken and Mike, that it affected my performance at tournaments. So I couldn't, you know, play at my best at tournaments. This is just what I feel and just what I think. And so I kind of like held back when I played against, you know, Ken and Mike, because, like, you know, if I beat Ken or if I beat Mike, you know, they wouldn't like me. They wouldn't want me to stay at the house. So that's why I said, like, you know, I feel like they're going to kick me out of the house in the documentary. That's pretty much what happened. So, which sucked like I said in the documentary, I was dating Helen at the time, and I did not want to leave the house. So I pretty much took all the abuse from Mike and from, pretty much from Mike, right? So, yeah, Mike, like I said, Mike's a really, really rude person. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He's very, very authoritative, but, he has his, times where he's a really, really nice guy. But, I just can't stand him sometimes. I just couldn't stand him at that time. I don't really care right now. I'm a little bit older, more mature, more patient to deal with, that kind of attitude. So a lot of threats were given to me by Mike, and so and I had to deal with it. And it sucked, and so being kicked out of the house was like one of those threats I had to deal with, and so I felt that. And the reason that I I ended up teaming with ManaCloud at every single event, and the thing with that is the only reason I teamed with them is because I was dating Helen at the time. So I thought that if I team with Mike, it'll give them I mean, this is all in the past. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like 6 or 8 years later. So in the past. So what happened was I was thinking, if I team with Mike, he won't kick me out of the house, and I get to stay with Helen, and I get to hang out with her, I get to be with her, and that's what happened. I ended up teaming with Mike, pretty much took all the abuse, but did it all for Helen. It was an amazing relationship, worth it 100%. That's all I'm going to say in the matter. Let's go ahead and move on.
You know how I wrote down that list of people to beat? Ken was at the top.
When I first saw Korean DJ, I would just hear someone say, money match, money match, money match, money match.
He was the final goal and achievement, alongside with being the best ever.
He must have chugged 6 Red Bulls or something before he went to the tournament, because the guy was hyper.
MLG Orlando, winner semis. I've never played as well as I did in MLG Orlando against Ken.
Thank you, 101 Silver Streak.
I was starting to do things with Sheep that I never thought was possible. DVD popped open, said it was full in the middle of my match against Ken, so I wasn't able to keep it. There are certain things that I was doing.
So this reminds me of one little time that with Korean DJ. Back in the day, I was kind of scared of people, so I would ask them to. I don't do this anymore because I have money now, so I don't need to do it anymore. But back then, when MLG was still going on after MLG ended, I asked people to split the prize pot with me, So I asked. So what happened was I asked Korean DJ if he wanted to split at this one tournament called Viva La Smashicalism, and then he's like, "No, I'm not gonna split with you." And then I was like, "Okay, fine. That's fine. That's cool." And we ended up playing, beat him 3-0. I was so proud of myself for beating him 3-0. I'm like, "That's what you get, Korean DJ." But props to Korean DJ for not splitting with me. But yeah. I don't split anymore. That was all in the past. That's basically that was my way of I was going to school at the time. Money was kind of tight, and classes were 1,200 per semester. So I did what I had to do. The struggle, guys. I did what I had to do to, get by in school, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened. Just wanted to share that with you guys.
With Sheep that I never did again. And I wanted to see what was I doing.
He was just very, very aggressive and very hyper. It comes to a point where you have to be really defensive against that or be more hyper and aggressive. And I was right in the middle of that, so I guess his style pretty much countered my style.
I'm so in the zone, and I defeated him.
I could read him. I mean, he was an open book, but it doesn't mean anything. You can read a book if every single time you turn the page you get a paper cut or something like that,
The entire crowd just went uproaring, they were going crazy, and I just felt like I just won the tournament. And I played against Azen's I beat Ken's Marth. I got
Tell
this.
Blue Puff, yeah, that's true.
I lost. I beat Ken Smart. I lost to Azen.
Within the pros, I mean, certain people did better against other people.
And it all goes down to their play styles and their personalities. Muji King is perfect. He plays the game perfectly. And so when you play the game perfectly against someone who's really, really smart, it doesn't matter. Think about Muji King versus Azen. Azen makes the right choice. Let's say Azen makes the right choice every time. Then Muji King, all he has to do is think about what the next step would be.
Thanks for giving me
make
props.
the right choice.
Yo.
Because he's a computer. Input information, what's the winning combination, done. So Muji King can beat Azen. Let's say Azen fights Korean DJ. Now Korean DJ is a ball of white hot flame. Okay? Azen is not phased by that.
Thank you guys
Azen
for
is cool as
understanding.
cucumber. Azen is what it is. He just sees the game. So when Korean DJ goes nuts with all his craziness, Azen can just dash back, F smash, and just sort of take care of him. So Azen can beat Korean DJ. However, Korean DJ, with all his fire, Muji King can't combat that. Muji King doesn't know. Those coordinates do not compute. You can't put in Korean DJ what he's going to do because he's learning as he goes. So Korean DJ can beat Muji King.
I just wanted to say, just really quick, this was an amazing analogy by Wife. Props to Wife. And props to Samix for this beautiful picture too. Like it just makes complete sense. That's all I wanted to say.
Azen played KDJ right after he had beaten Ken in the same exact matchup and dominated him. Chu came all the way back through losers and beat KDJ in losers finals, and then that set up Azen versus Chu.
Azen actually already beat ChuDat earlier this tournament with Cap Falcon.
Oh,
I think was that a 3-0?
It was a 3-0.
It was 3-0, yeah.
I heard about it.
Chu was really looking to win this because Chu had not won an MLG all year. He's been getting the second to Ken regularly.
I can see Azen taking this slight fall, but it's going to be hard.
But Chu really good with that sidestep. Oh, really nice sidestep.
Right there. There's my family right over there. There's Helen, Mike, aka Manicalled, Ken, and Jenny. Since Ken was out of the tournament, they decided to root for me. And Ken was pretty glad to be out of the tournament just so he can root for somebody for once. But yeah, that was pretty much my family at the time. My relationship with Manicalled was love-hate. But yeah, love the guy. I love the whole family. Like they're freaking amazing. They're freaking awesome. And I definitely appreciate them letting me stay for 3 months at a time, and like every month that I would stay at their house. This is one of my favorite tournaments, by the way. Even though it was Florida, it was like mad hot and humid and everything. Just them cheering for me, it definitely like made my tournament experience like that much better. With like all these people watching me too, it was awesome.
We got him. We got a lot of applause going on for Chu.
Yeah, it seems the majority of the people here for Chu, even though Chu's West Coast and this is an East Coast tournament.
It's just so hard, and like there goes his stock.
And that was chilling in the background by himself.
All that crowd that you hear is just chilling.
I was by the commentators table like freaking out.
No one said anything but chilling in the audience for Azen right now.
Azen was down 3-1 to choose Ice Climbers on Stadium.
Azen's down right now, 3-1.
And he just brought it back and won.
And there's a man, sweet! And then Azen wins the tournament!
Just won Orlando!
And Ken's hugging Azen.
A few months earlier, I was considering possibly quitting or whatever, and now like we're back on top, so it was sweet.
Fortunately, there's a loser, and Chu looks really disappointed right now.
I was pretty disappointed.
He wanted to be friends after the match, and you just hope Chu doesn't take it personally.
You can just see it on my face.
Towards the end of the MLG season, I didn't even place very well, so I was all kind of shaken up in my head. I didn't know what was going on. I started off first.
Okay, so it looks like there's a great question by Jumer Gamer. He says, "You got any life lessons for happiness? I wonder how you be so positive all the time. I wish I could be happy like you." Okay, so maybe I should make it like a YouTube video about it, but I mean, off of the top of my head, Junior Gamer, I guess you just try to smile as much as possible. Just try to be nice all the time, and you always just try to think maybe positive thoughts. I don't really have like too much of an answer. I'm trying to think of something, but you want to say, maybe you can try two things. You want to say good things about people. That's one of the main important parts that you want to do, and you want to. I mean, in this situation, I guess right here, I took a nice experience that I had and I shared it with you guys. So, just try to take advantage of those small experiences that you have in your life, and just appreciate those experiences tenfold. It could be like a second of an experience. Appreciate it for a minute, maybe an hour or something like that. That's maybe that helps. I hope that helps Junior Gamer.
Got third at Dallas, second at Anaheim, fifth.
Mountain Cloud is a part of their family, yes.
Lowest placing at the time. And then at Orlando, I finished 13th, which was the last one before New York. I lost to Hugs, which honestly, he's always been someone that has struggled various, and he knows that, and I know that.
PC Chris got 13th at that MLG Orlando tournament. It was crazy. He just beat everybody, and he just lost to everybody.
Skill-wise,
because of Hugs. Hugs took him out.
He just seemed to have problems with me, so I greatly enjoyed playing him.
Props to Hugs.
I didn't want to say I'm not good anymore, or I'm not going to be placed in top 3, because even though I might not believe it, subconsciously I'm going to be thinking it, and it's just not a good idea. The playoffs, there's less field of players because the sponsored tournament is not based on player attendance.
The way singles was structured, you had to have points to get in. If you weren't top 7 in points, there was only one spot left to get into that final bracket, and we all knew it was going to be Azen.
Congratulations to Azen, our level 1 champion. Right now we got a big matchup coming. We got Ken versus Azen on station 1. Ken versus Azen on station 1.
The first round was just full of these ridiculous matchups, but obviously the most ridiculous was Ken versus Azen, because Ken was 1 seed, Azen was 8 seed, since he was the one that had won the spot.
This is OmniGamer reporting from MLG New York 2006 playoffs.
Yeah, and this is White here commentating with OmniGamer. Now, this is probably the biggest matchup of the season, and quite possibly also the biggest matchup of this tournament here, because as many people believe, this head-to-head confrontation may very well determine the outcome of the entire tournament today.
This is East Coast versus West Coast Incarnate.
He was the new Azen with our hope for East Coast. Exactly. And now Azen's back.
I think I was in a tournament match while this is going on. And this was on a side TV too. So
Right now.
when I heard Ken lost, I felt really bad for him. He got 8th
at that tournament. And you're down 3-1 and about to lose a set if you drop that match. It's not even the deciding match.
Azen's so clutch.
He didn't have any more matches to give.
If Ken wins this,
he made a 3 versus 1 comeback versus me. He's about to make 1 versus Ken.
Azen would have to fight his way all the way through losers to have another rematch.
Difficult loser bracket, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll put Azen to come back and see Ken again. I will, but it's going to be really difficult. And Azen's going to have to play top of this game consistently.
I think we're about maybe 15, 20 minutes.
No, that's it.
Steven.
Oh, my fault. He gets back on.
Came back.
Just barely.
Azen got attendance.
It's smart that I was talking to be about grabs here. And gets the first.
Ken has the lead, but Azen can come back with a combo and get him with a spike. But
see that? Okay. Azen can grab it, might have a chance, but Ken just keeps getting him first. There it is.
Uh-oh.
Use it, Azen. Keep guessing.
If Ken makes a mistake right there, he'd get tippered. And
that's a tipper.
Ken made a mistake by jumping so early.
Oh my God!
Oh! And Azen pulls it off!
Oh yeah!
Azen had 130 on his last stock, just brought it back.
It was the greatest comeback, in my opinion, of all time. People will point to videos where there's a stock difference of a greater comeback, but when Azen beat Ken and that Marth Ditto, that was out of control.
And then ended up 2-stocking him last round, so he won pretty solidly. So that alone remains the only time Azen's ever bested Ken in a tournament, ever. And the fashion that he did it in, like, that's one hell of a way to break a mental block, let me tell you that. KDJ beats M2K, so that sets up Ken versus M2K, first round losers, and Ken loses.
It wasn't fun anymore. Pretty much, like, it became like a job more so than, you know, actually playing the game and having fun. I was getting older. I was traveling way too much. I don't think my body could take it as much. Like, at first, my prime days, like when I first started, I could go on Smash for hours and hours and hours, literally, without even sleep, 3 days straight playing Smash. After 2-3 years of doing it, it just takes a toll on you. And there's people out to get you, gunning for you, just like that's what they want to do, just beat you. All those emotions, all that stress just like compiled, and then having like chillin' dude or whatever yelling in my ear next to me, I couldn't handle it anymore. I mean, props to him for like coming back and stuff for the restock, but I mean, at that time moment, I was just like, I think I needed a break.
I would definitely say this is pretty much a sad episode. The saddest episode of all the documentary
who took out his
episodes.
West Coast nemesis Ken on his road to his very first Major League Gaming Smash Singles Championship.
We're here at MLG's playoff event in New York City where Azen just won the Smash Singles event. Azen, congratulations, man. How'd you do it?
Thank you. Oh, I just went on Mars. Mars for me is just, you can be so easily creative with them, and he has a very cheap spike, very cheap kills and forward smash. I don't know, he's just really easy to use.
Alright, well this makes 2 tournaments in a row for you, shooting for 3 in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alright, well congratulations, and we'll see you in Vegas.
MLG Las Vegas. So we have here the epitome of MLG. We were at the Red Rock Casino. This hotel was gorgeous. Chandeliers, but tasteful chandeliers. Fantastic food. The
Chinox, I used to know how to pull the ladies.
So you could watch
It's
yourself
been a
shower,
long time,
or
man.
presumably watch yourself have sex with a hooker. Vegas, baby. We flew there on MLG's dime. We took a taxi on MLG's dime to get there, stayed in the hotel that MLG paid for. So everyone there already feels like a pro.
It was a very unusual tournament. It was very small. I think top 8 only bracket. So being in Vegas, it meant that only a few spectators would turn up, and all of them were from the West Coast. So the Ken Alliance turned up again, which is about 12 people. And a few of the East Coasters turned up at their support crew and stuff. Like, so I think husband and wife were there, JD was there obviously. It's a very intimate sort of finals.
I was thinking at the time, like, I think this is probably gonna be my last tournament. My fire is about to burn out. I gotta try. I definitely know I can compete and beat these guys.
I tried to just narrow it down to matchups that I liked and that I didn't like. And the only 2 people I wanted to avoid was Hugs and Azen.
My whole life was to win the MLG Lost Championships. Because that pretty much means you won everything.
Yeah, I have to get some headphones. I'll probably make that my next donation goal or something.
aggressive right in Azen's face. Not giving him any time to breathe.
Thank you for the compliment, Kill.
And that is it.
Congratulations to Ken.
And DJ knew right away. He's ready to go.
Yeah,
He was just like that
he was
last
angry.
night.
He's hungry for blood. You guys like
Maybe Chillin' could have got an episode, so she won.
on each other.
So that's for the big six right now. Obviously the big six. But maybe Wes.
Oh my god.
The cloud's coming. Here comes the cloud.
I can change it. Oh my god.
Like I was like, alright, this is my tournament.
This is my dream.
Oh yeah, so at this tournament, I ended up losing to Isaiah. Little fun story is that right before this tournament happened, Isaiah found out that he had to fight me first round, and so on Smashboards he posted that he was gonna beat me, and Isaiah's never beaten me before, and so I just kind of like brushed it off. He ended up beating me at the tournament. My next opponent was Azen, and ended up losing to him immediately. I went 2-0. It kind of sucked. They both went Falcon, lost to both their Falcons, but it's all good. Vegas though, I got second place in doubles, beat Azen. I got my revenge in doubles, so against Azen. So yeah.
There it is, up smash. PC has won. Congratulations to PC Chris. He came in at the beginning of the season, stunned everyone by beating Ken. He outlasts everyone else. He's going to take home $10,000 and be crowned the national champion of Super Smash Brothers.
It was almost like a body high. Like, I just felt great the entire day. I never wanted to be the best player. That was never my goal. But just like putting my time into something and seeing like these great results, like I couldn't believe like from this game that I picked up with my friends that I able to accomplish something like this.
I was set on third. I was like, I'm happy. I'll take third.
When he got third, when he didn't become the best player anymore, he's like, you know what, that's okay. I can retire pretty happy because I know that I've done a lot in my time, and it was during a pretty, I guess, a golden era of Smash. So even to this day, he'd still be called the king of Smash just because he dominated during that era.
I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. Like, I can just be happy.
I was just like one game away from being the champion. I couldn't go to sleep for about 4 days. It hit me hard when I lost. Like, it really hit me hard. I beat Mewtwo King, I beat Ken, and I got the PC Chris. For some reason, I couldn't beat him. I couldn't beat him.
Sad boys.
I was so close. And I have to wait another year?
If I had to pick my favorite Smash player of all time, it would no doubt be Korean DJ.
I see you. Yo, what's up, girl? Welcome to the stream.
For me, he's the spirit of Smash.
This is our the sad episode, so I'm not too excited right now.
It's fantastic to watch.
A lot of sad moments going on.
Once in an interview, he said that he played the game like a freestyle rap. It was different for him, and you could see it in game. I mean, in high-level tournament matches, you can see him trying new things and learning as he goes. I don't think anyone ever wanted to take a stock so badly in their life. I don't think anyone ever just hated the character, not the person, the character. He was like, I need to just take these stock and just destroy them. And it's that kind of mentality, that personality that drove him to fly off the ledge farther than people ever had, and just ledge guard in a way that was just rude. Beautiful to watch. My favorite player of all time.
It was 1, 2, 3, that's it. First stop, gone. I just rage quit. I said I couldn't do it. When I saw that mark, I was like, he's gonna be the best player in the world.
Unless you're frame perfect, you're not good enough.
He's in that Rain Man world. T.G. King can, in fact, recite many digits of pi.
Almost positive he just didn't understand the concept of paying for something in the store.
A lot of them felt like Brawl was intentionally made to not be a competitive game, which is true.
The MTK episode is going to be good.
And he forever has a mind block.
Let's see if there's any extra scenes.
PC. Wait, not even PC. M2K and KDJ, so many letters.
After that, like a week later, OC2 comes along, and me and Mad Cloud, we get second at that tournament in teams. And, I don't know, it's like, every time me and Mad Cloud fight, it's like, we do really well in teams.
That's true. That's true. The MLG tournament was definitely right after we got back from Japan. We got second in teams and finals. It was so crazy. Okay, but I just wanted to thank all of you guys for joining me on the sad episode, episode 6 of the documentary. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. When I come back, I'm going to go ahead and actually today